Have you ever waited for the perfect day? You tell yourself, I will start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. Then one day you look back and realize that years have passed, but your dream is still only a dream. Many people are not failing because they are weak. They are failing because they never begin. Some people want to start a business, but they think they need more money. Some want to learn a new skill, but they think they need more time. Some want to make videos, write books, lose weight, or change their life, but they keep waiting for the perfect moment. The truth is, the perfect moment never comes. Fear wears many different faces. Sometimes it looks like overthinking. Sometimes it looks like laziness. Sometimes it looks like preparing forever. But deep inside, it is only one thing: the fear of taking the first step. Today I want to tell you a story that happened many years ago. A story about a young man who had nothing. No special talent, no great teacher, no powerful family. Only one small decision. A decision to start, no matter how. Hello everyone. My name is Ayan, and welcome back to our channel, where we learn English through powerful motivational stories that also teach us valuable life lessons. Today's story may look simple in the beginning, but by the end, it might completely change the way you think about your dreams. So let's begin. Many years ago, in a quiet village surrounded by hills, lived a young man named Luke. Luke was known as a dreamer. Every evening he would sit near a large tree and watch merchants travel through the village with beautiful horses, colorful clothes, and wagons full of goods. He wanted a better life. He wanted to become successful. He wanted people to remember his name. But every day ended the same way. He only dreamed. One afternoon, an old traveler stopped near the tree where Luke was sitting. The old man smiled and asked, "Young man, why do you sit here every day?" Luke answered honestly, "I am waiting for the right chance to change my life." The old traveler looked around. "I don't see any chance coming." Luke sighed. "Exactly." The old man laughed softly. "That is because chances rarely walk toward people who are standing still." Before leaving, he gave Luke a tiny wooden seed box. "There is only one seed inside. Plant it." Luke looked inside. Only one seed. He felt disappointed. "What can one seed possibly do?" The traveler smiled. "You will understand later." The next morning, Luke walked to an empty field. He looked at the hard ground. "This land is dry." He almost turned back. Then he remembered the traveler's words. Without thinking too much, he dug a small hole and planted the seed. Nothing happened. The next day, still nothing. After 1 week, nothing. His neighbors laughed. "You wasted your time." Luke started doubting himself. Maybe they were right. Maybe one seed could never become anything. But every morning, he poured a little water on the soil before sunrise. 1 month later, a tiny green leaf finally appeared. Luke smiled. It was so small that many people could not even notice it. But to Luke, it was proof that small beginnings were alive. He continued taking care of it. Months passed. The tiny plant slowly became a young tree. It was still not impressive. Many villagers still laughed. If you wanted success, you should have done something bigger. Luke almost believed them. Then one day a terrible storm hit the village. Heavy rain flooded the fields. Strong winds destroyed many crops. When morning came, people cried because they had lost almost everything. Luke walked to his little tree. It was bent. Its branches were broken. But it was still standing. He carefully tied the broken branches with rope and continued caring for it. Years passed. The small tree became strong. It produced sweet fruit, unlike any other tree in the village. Travelers passing through the village loved its taste. Soon people began asking Luke if they could buy the fruit. At first he sold only a few baskets, then more. After some time, he planted more seeds from the same tree, then more trees, then another field. Slowly, without even realizing it, Luke became the owner of the largest orchard in the area. People who once laughed now came asking for advice. One young boy asked him, "How did you become so successful?" Luke smiled, "I planted one seed." The boy looked confused. "Only one?" Luke nodded. "Yes, because one seed becomes a tree. One tree gives many seeds become a forest." Years later, the same old traveler returned to the village. He saw the beautiful orchard and smiled. Luke recognized him immediately. "You were right." The traveler asked, "About what?" Luke replied, "I thought success needed a perfect chance, but success only needed my first step." The traveler sat beside him. "Do you know why I gave you only one seed?" Luke shook his head. "Because if I had given you 100 seeds, you would have spent months deciding where to plant them. But with only one seed, you had no choice except to begin." Luke stayed silent. The traveler continued, "Most people do not lose because life is unfair. They lose because they spend their whole life preparing instead of starting." Those words stayed with Luke forever. As Luke grew older, he began teaching children in the village. Whenever someone said, "I am waiting for the right time," he would hand them a small seed. He never gave long speeches, only one sentence: "Start before you are ready." Years passed. Luke became old. Before his final days, he walked through his endless orchard. Thousands of trees moved gently with the wind. Children laughed while collecting fruit. Families earned money from the land. Travelers rested under the shade. Luke smiled with tears in his eyes. He looked at the very first tree